Hi, it's Colin Cowherd. Do you want the best content on the internet? Go watch cats playing on tiny pianos. It's really good. But if you want arguably the second best content, subscribe. Time for fake questions, real answers. Things I want to talk about, but don't want to wait for you to ask me the questions. Dear Colin, Kyrie Irving, what's up with that guy? First of all, I love succinct questions. Excellent. I had lunch the other day with a friend of mine, and I said, you could spend a weekend and have the greatest time with a guy. You guys go whitewater rafting, you just have a great time, you go fishing, and on the ride home, if he said, I think the world is flat, you'd be like, check, please. There are certain things you can't say among rational people. The other thing to remember is that all conspiracy theorists share certain qualities. Ego. They think they're smarter than they are. They feel they've been victimized or shunned, and there should be a greater perception of their brilliance. Anti-vaccine people, Earth is flat people, they want you to think they have information and insight you don't have. Well, Kyrie's got an ego, and between the Brad Stevens mess, between the LeBron situation, Kyrie has always felt that people do not understand his greatness. He is a walking, talking Reddit board. Dear Colin, if you were Urban Meyer and wanted to keep your job with the Jags, what would you say to the team and the owner right now? Well, I always think the answer in crisis is always the same. Everybody is willing to give people second chances. What you can't do is BS them. Athletes will understand it. They've made mistakes too. Many have come from tough upbringings, right? They have not lived perfectly linear lives. When you stand in front of athletes and can be authentically vulnerable, admit mistakes, it goes a long way. They're not going to judge you. They're athletes. Michael Jordan shot 50%. Brady throws 12 picks a year. Athletes are playing in an imperfect business. Don't BS them. Dear Colin, is it me or do people make too big of a deal about the importance of having the Yankees in the baseball playoffs? Great question. And yes, the Yankees are important. But the New York Yankees brand, beaten up a little, is not as valuable, quite as valuable today as 10 years ago when they had a long 2-decade run of success. The other thing that helps baseball is Los Angeles is the second biggest market in the country, and the Dodgers now have to be considered favorites for the World Series. You will engage the LA market. The White Sox are in the playoffs. That's the third biggest city. You will engage the Chicago market. The Red Sox are in the playoffs with a rabid sports fan base. That's a top 10 market. So if you're not going to have the Yankees, the fact that you have LA, Chicago, Boston, and by the way, Houston is one of the 10 largest cities in America and has an improving, and well, I shouldn't say improving, and has a growing brand in baseball. It would be better with the Yankees. It will, however, survive without them. Dear Colin, have you been listening to the fantastic J-Boy show? Well, yeah, I hired him. It's on the Volume Podcast Network, home to a roster of excellent thought-provoking shows. And boy, what a terrific edition it has been. Thank you for noticing. Anyway, the other day, J-Boy said the LSU head coaching job is better than the USC head coaching job. In fact, go ahead and play the clip.
LSU is a better job for the most competitive coaches than USC is. I'm not talking about going out and drinking a mimosa on Venice Beach. I'm talking about knowing if you're the best coach, going against the best coaches, in the league with the best players, in the most fertile recruiting ground, in the craziest recruiting wars.
So, Colin, do you agree with J-Boy? Actually, I do. LSU in Baton Rouge is much more defined by college football than USC is in Southern California. Part of being great, I mean, think about this. The state of Alabama has 2 of the top 20 programs in the country. I mean, there's 5 million people in the state. How's that possible? Because they deeply care about winning. It changes their self-esteem. LSU needs and feels it's necessary to be defined by success in football. USC is a better university in a distracted market, and they don't view it that way. They want to win, and when they get the right coach, they usually win big. But part of a great college football job is a community that has to win to feel good about themselves. That is much more LSU than USC.